Today we're going to be replacing the brakes on this 2009 Volvo S40 T5. We're going to start off with your tools you're going to need here. Just a breaker bar, 14mm socket, adjustable wrench, obviously a hammer or some spray. The only things that you're really going to need that you don't normally have are a 7mm hex and a brake caliper compressor. Obviously you need your new parts and your old crusty ones to take off. We're going to start getting the wheel off, car jacked up, all that goodness, and we will be ready to go. Now the first thing you are going to have to do is take off these plastic caps over the slide pins. So we'll pop those off real quick here. And once those are off, we're going to grab that 7mm Allen head here, pop that in, and you might need to use a breaker bar or not to get it loose. I like to work with hand tools on my own cars and family cars just because I feel like it. So once you get those slide pins out, they're going to look like this. We'll clean those up later and grease them up. Next thing is we're going to pop off this brake clip retainer here. Takes a second, so we'll get her. There we go. And depending on how late you are for your brakes, it might be hard to get this off. So I had to pry that one off, and we're just going to set that off to the side. You can definitely hang these up. I should have done that, but again, personal car, so I wasn't too worried about things. Next thing is, I think this is a 14mm, so we're going to take off these two caliper bracket bolts. There's a top one and a bottom one. And that comes right off. This one's not actually looking too bad. Pretty clean for the year of the car. Again, you can hang up your caliper. I didn't. So this rotor was actually stuck on there pretty good. So we just banged on that for a bit to kind of break up the corrosion. And after a while, it'll finally wiggle loose. And you can pop it off and get your new one. Spray it down with some brake parts cleaner, front and back. And set it on to the car. Again, you can hang that out of the way. I was just lazy today. So, granted that you bought the right parts, that'll go right back on. And then we are going to hand tighten the bolts that hold on the caliper bracket. Get those all snugged up. And we're going to grab some brake grease. This kit actually didn't come with any metal like shims or anything like that. So. And it didn't have any on the old one. So we're just going to pop our new brake pads on there. Now this tool, you actually need, it spins and it matches up with that. You'll actually spin the caliper back in. So you'll stick it in here, and as you're spinning it, I actually needed a wrench to spin this one back in, and you'll get it all the way back so it's down flush. Otherwise it won't fit back over your new parts. And that is just a brake caliper compressor. You can get them, you can pay to rent them at AutoZone, and when you take it back, you'll get your money back, so it's free. So we'll just pop this back into place, a little bit of persuasion, and then grease up those slide pins again, and we're going to grab that odd tool and tighten them back in. There we go again with that 7mm Allen head socket. Pretty weird tool. I had to go buy one for this job. Not a commonly used bit. And then last things to do for this job, we're going to put those caps back on, keep the dust out. And it's moving around because the caliper is compressed all the way. But you'll put this clip on. This one's actually not bad to pop back into place. Just like that, she is back in there. So that is job done. Obviously you'll need to pump your brakes back out before you get going because that pedal will be pretty squishy.